Hi, good evening from the UK, and a big welcome to everybody to the Ask Sue show. Hope everybody is all okay. And I've got a bit of a different co-host today, and I know a lot of you will know this lady for an absolute fantastic page. I can feel her nerves from here, bless her. And I would like to welcome to the show Chrissy. Hi, Chrissy, how are you doing? Hold a minute. We have got... Oh, here we are. Let me go back. Chrissy, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here too.
How are you doing, love? You okay?
Yeah, not bad, sweet. How about you?
I'm good. You can chill, love. It's just me and you talking on the phone, love.
That's what it is.
Tell everybody firstly, Chrissy, about your page.
Our page, Take Action, Help Ban Animal Gas Chambers. Megan and I started the page nearly 2 years ago now. We saw a post on Facebook, as it goes, as usual, about gas chambers, and we went on YouTube and had a look and found the video, and that was it then. That was the page up and running. We weren't having that.
And let me just say to everybody, looking at this page, it has actually really, really grown, and you can see how many people are actually upset by that. At this moment in time, she's very proud to say that there is 44,000 likes on that page. That's a hell of a lot. Did you actually ever think that it would grow to that much, Chrissy?
No, I really didn't. We were amazed and delighted when we got to the first 1,000 and 5,000. We thought, wow. Loads of people, and at 44,000, It's like, oh, crumbs.
Exactly. No, obviously, it is. We all know about that. We've seen the pages ourselves. But, the thing is, I just want to say to everybody that, the funny part is the gas chambers we're talking about are in the US, and both myself and Chrissy are both in the UK. How random is that?
It is strange.
Now, let me say, what was the other thing I was just about to say? So, and I must be honest, it's recently, since I've looked at the gas chambers side of it, obviously, people are shouting at me saying, listen, Sue, you really do need to fetch this exposure out for us, so here we are. But, just for me, as far as the gas chambers go, it's something that should have ended years ago. It's so... old news, do you know what I mean? It's something that should have been gone about in 1800s, I would have thought, at least.
Yes, it's archaic. It's dreadful. We kind of thought the best way to deal with there's so much wrong in the shelter system over there and with animal welfare everywhere. So we kind of thought, we'll start at the bottom and work up. And I think sticking animals in a box and gassing them to death is the bottom.
Absolutely. The thing is, how far have we actually got as far as changes? Now, I was talking to Chrissy before the show, and she has actually been putting lists together to work out, where the laws are and where they're not and such like. How widespread is this and how many have actually been taken away?
Right, well, I'll put up a link in a minute to our website because our map is on there. And you can see the proportion of states that do gas and don't. And then there's the ones that we don't know what they do. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we're not even halfway with the ones that don't.
Okay.
Which is not good, is it?
No, definitely not.
Up.
Yep. Now, we had... we've got a couple of callers waiting, so I want to fetch them in a minute. But, we had Joe Daniels, the dog that was saved from the gas chamber.
Joe Ryan, a lovely man.
Oh, an angel, an absolute angel. He's probably on one of these phone calls in a minute. He's going to get very big-headed in a minute. But, he's so lovely. It was the first time I spoke to him the other day, and he was absolutely lovely. And, and it's just absolute. I think about what they must have seen from there, and... Oh, just crazy. I've lost my trail of thought, if I'm totally honest with you. There was something I was fetching in with that, but I've lost it. Sorry, Chrissy, were you going to say something as well?
He survived the gas chamber.
That's right. Amazing, absolutely amazing.
Amazing, yes. I mean, the AVMA would tell you that that's not possible, but they do.
See, I wonder, this is the thing, there's loads of truths that we'll never find. You know, like how many dogs does that happen to, that they just chuck back in for a second time?
Oh, there's a lot that they put back through again, and there's some that are found in the landfills, you know, that aren't dead, and you're right, we will never know the real numbers.
No, exactly. Shall we go to the phone lines quickly and see who we've got online?
Yes, let's see who's there.
Okay. Area code 212. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hi, it's Lorenzo Borghese.
Hi, how are you doing?
Lorenzo.
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Hey, I want to, first of all, thank you for all your support, especially, as you stated, you are based in the UK, and as we all know, a dog doesn't care if he's in the United States or she's in the United States or the UK or anywhere else in the world.
Right.
The fact that this is happening anywhere is just sickening.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's right. And we're all citizens of the same planet, so.
Yeah, and I don't know, you know what really got me behind trying to stop this is that there's a good friend of mine called Karen Talbot who sent me a video and told me I had to watch it, and it was a video of dogs being euthanized by gas, and the word euthanize is actually improperly used because that's supposed to be a painless death.
A good death.
To put something out of its misery, which is far from the case with these dogs. But I saw these dogs being put in gas chambers, and it's one of the most depressing, disgusting things I've ever seen. And it made me, first of all, believe that it's actually happening because I didn't believe it until I saw it. And then what's more important is that it made me want to do something about it.
Yes. So you were on the Ricky Lake show talking about this, weren't you?
I was on Ricky Lake talking about it, and what I realized when I was talking about it was that most people in the United States don't even realize it exists. It's sort of a dark secret with the shelters, and when people find out that it does exist, the first thing they want to do is make sure it stops. And fortunately, there's getting a lot of traction, and it's now. I know a bill was just proposed, and hopefully it'll be banned soon in every state here in the U.S.
That's not a bill. It's a resolution. Congressman
resolution by Representative Jim Moran, right?
That's right, yes.
Right, and he's trying to stop it, and you know it is a long battle. It's a tough fight, but so far. Almost half of the states have banned it. We still have a ways to go, but what we do know is that the United States, at least the individuals here, do not want to see the gas chamber anymore.
No, good. I'm glad you don't.
Exactly. See, how long have these gas chambers actually been around then? You know, did they literally come in with the ark, or is it some, you know, what's the history behind them?
I don't know the exact date that they were installed. It's just sort of sick that someone actually comes out with this idea on how to kill numerous dogs at one time. And what's even worse is that people profit from, one, making these chambers and selling them. Two, there's courses that teach people how to gas these animals where they charge for. And three, there's obviously the gas that they have to buy. So this is a way for what I call these sick individuals to make more money by really putting deep fear and pain into these animals. And it's we understand that at times pets have to be put down. I mean, I could put my dog down when she was suffering. She was almost 12. And, she was with 3 vets, and they said, listen, this is the best thing for her. But what I knew when I was with her was that it was painless. It was not where she couldn't breathe for a while, where her organs were giving out before her brain gave out, which happens with a gas chamber. And it can take over 30 minutes for a dog to die. So their vital organs are giving out. They're screaming. There's dogs dying around them, and it's frightening, and it's extremely painful. And they're being essentially slaughtered in the most inhumane way you could ever imagine for what we consider as man's best friend. And it just has to end.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Can I just push in there? We've been doing the exposure of Betty Crumley page, and somebody actually told me that there was laws against euthanizing a dog in front of another one.
That's absolutely not true, because the reason why some facilities choose to use it is because they can put in numerous dogs at one time, set the clock, and walk away. It's known as a set and forget it type of
Absolutely,
way to kill animals. It's almost like a microwave where you put your food in the microwave, walk away, come back, and it's ready. And that's what they do with these gas chambers. It's certainly not one dog at a time. It's numerous dogs.
No, sorry, I didn't mean that. But when we did the Betty Crumley exposure, we were actually told that if they're actually injecting them, there is a law apparently, and I must look into this, and maybe somebody in the chat room might be able to help me while I'm doing the show, but there was some law or something that a dog can't be euthanized in front of another one. And I'm sat here thinking, hold on a minute, that must literally go against what I've been told already. So maybe I need to look into that.
There are guidelines issued by the AVMA, and they all say one animal at a time and not in front of another. But they're guidelines as opposed to laws. It could well be.
It's just what they recommend. It's not an actual law that if they break, they get in trouble. It's just a way of what they believe is the humane way to euthanize an animal, and they can choose to do it that way, or they can choose to do it their own way.
So in other words, we need to be pushing for that as well then. So we need to be pushing for that law where no dog is killed in front of another one.
Megan in the chat room, she's co-founder of Take Action, and she's saying that law too for EBI. I think what she's saying is that if the animal is being put to sleep by injection, then it has to be done away from other dogs. And we all know Betty Crumley didn't do that.
No, there's a lot of things she didn't do, and we won't start into that, or else I really will get angry.
But I think that does apply to EBI rather than all euthanasia. And I hate using that word.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, the gas chambers is a very big fight, but I'm thinking that, it doesn't seem a bigger fight just appealing to the fact that we don't want dogs literally die. I mean, let's just be realistic. It must be bad enough the fact that they're dying with the gas anyway. And like you said, half an hour to die and they're suffering during all this, which is totally against everything humanly wrong, isn't it? But the thing is, it's like, I'm thinking to myself, they're actually next to each other. And we all know that these dogs are sensitive. They can pick up, even when we don't feel well, they pick up off us. So what on earth must it be doing to them in there?
They know where they're going. There's the smell of death all around it, and that video that most people have seen, there are several dogs put in, and then on top of the dead dogs, they put more dogs.
Yeah, and also as we all know, they have a very keen sense of smell. So even before they get into the gas chamber, they smell the remains of other dead dogs, and that's when they start really barking and getting scared.
Yeah. And when they get scared, of course, they fight and they stress, and it's just horrible.
Yeah. And they're desperately trying to get out, and it's just, you'll see a dog go in a cage, and you don't see it desperately trying to go out as soon as you put him in there. But when you put him in this gas chamber, that dog knows what's about to happen.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy. But anyway, I just wanted to call in and just say a few words. I know there's other people that want to speak, so I'm not going to take up their time. But I will keep listening to the show, and I appreciate what you're all doing and supporting this.
Well, thank you very much for calling into the show. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Thank you again for everything.
Cheers. Thank you very much indeed.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
That was
now,
Prince, you know that, don't you?
well, actually, I didn't until he put the phone down and I looked in the chat.
Yes.
And something every day.
Prince of the Casey, yeah.
Excellent. Do you know what? This is the thing, right? Isn't it annoying? And I've got to say, I'm thinking to myself, this chat room, by now, I was expecting to be exploding, although I do know there is a couple of people that have had a bit of a trouble to get into the chat. So anybody who's listening to the show as a guest, please keep trying to get into the chat room, because it does take a few times to get in, but once you get in, you'll be fine, okay? But, you know, we were talking, weren't we, Chris, about the other day about the fact that, you know, these people that actually do the gas chambers, you know, how hard it must be for them putting them in. And people have stated saying, well, why don't they just jack the job in and everything? Because, well, let's be realistic. If they give up the job, somebody else is going to walk into it anyway. And
there will always
just
be
say
someone else, won't there? There will always be someone else. And quite likely at the end of the day, you'll get a worse person.
Exactly. Now, I know this one is a bit of a long one, so I'm going to oh, no, it's not too bad. I'm going to read this out to people. I think most people that have been following the gas chambers will have heard this already, but I'm very quickly going to read this. This is a letter from a gas chamberman in an animal shelter, and this is what he wrote about how he felt about his job and what he did. This is where your pups will end up. I put dogs in the gas chamber. Yes, I gas dogs and cats for a living. I'm an animal control officer in a very small town in central North Carolina. I'm in my mid-30s and I've been working for the town in different positions since high school. There is not much work here, and working for the county provides good pay and benefits for a person like me with a higher education. I'm the person you all write about how horrible I am. More, I'm the one that gasses the dogs and the cats that makes them suffer. I'm the one that pulls their dead corpses smelling of carbon monoxide and throws them into green plastic bags. But I'm also the one that hates my job and hates what I have to do. First of all, you people out there that judge me, don't. God is judging me, and I know I'm going to hell. Yes, I'm going to hell. I won't lie. It's despicable, cold, cruel, and I feel like a serial killer. I'm not all to blame. If the law would mandate spay and neuter, and lots of these dogs and cats wouldn't be here for me to gas. I'm the devil. I know it. But I want you people to see that there is another side to me, the devil gas chamber man. Sorry, I've got a tickle in my throat now. The shelter usually gases on Friday morning. Fridays are the day that most people look forward to. This is the day that I hate, and I wish that the time will stand on Thursday night. Thursday night, late, after nobody's around, my friend and I go to the fast food line and buy $50 worth of cheeseburgers, fries, and chicken. I'm not allowed to feed the dogs on Thursday, for I'm told that they will make a mass mess in the gas chamber, and why waste food? So Thursday night, with all the lights still, with the lights still closed, I go into the saddest room that anyone can ever imagine and let all the doomed dogs out of their cages. I have never been bit, and in all my years doing this, the dogs have never fought over the food. My buddy and I open each wrapper of cheeseburger and chicken sandwich and feed them to the skinny, starving dogs. They swallow the food so fast I don't believe they even taste it. Their tails are wagging, and some don't even go for the food. They roll on their backs, wanting a scratch on their bellies. They start running, jumping, and kissing me and my buddy. They go back to their food and come back to us. All their eyes are on us with such trust and hope, and their tails wag so fast that I have to come out with my black and blue on my thighs. They devour the food, and then it's time for them to devour some lovely love and peace. My buddy and I would sit down on the dirty, pea-stained concrete, and we let the dogs jump on us. They lick us, they put their butts up in the air to play, and they play with each other. Some lick each other, but most are glued on me and my buddy. I look into the eyes of each dog, and I give each dog a name. They will not die without a name. I give each dog 5 minutes of unconditional love and touch, and I talk to them, and I tell them that I am sorry that tomorrow they will die a gruesome, long, torturous death at the hands of me in the gas chamber. Some tilt their heads to try to understand, and I tell them they will be in a better place. I beg them not to hate me. I tell them that I know I'm going to hell, and that they will all be playing with all dogs and cats in heaven. After about 30 minutes, I take each dog individually into their feces-filled concrete jail cell and pet them and scratch them under their chins. Some give me their paw, and I just want to die. I just want to die. I close the jail cell on each dog and ask them to forgive me. As my buddy and I are walking out, we watch as every dog is smiling at us. They don't even move their heads. They will sleep with a full belly and a false sense of security as we walk out of the doomed dog room. My buddy and I go to the cat room. We take our box and put the very friendly kittens and pregnant cats in our box. The shelter doesn't keep tabs on the cats like they do the dogs. As I handpick which cats are going to make it out, I feel like I'm playing God, deciding which go in to live and die. We take the cats into my truck, put them on blankets in the back. Usually as soon as we start to drive away, they are purring cats sitting on our necks or rubbing against us. My buddy and I take our one-way 2-hour trip to a county that is very wealthy and they use injection to kill animals. We go to exclusive neighborhoods and let 1 or 2 cats go out at a time. They don't want to run. They don't want to stay with us. We shoo them away. They don't want to run. They want to stay with us. We shoo them away, which makes me feel sad. I tell them that these rich people will adopt them, and if worse comes to worst, they get put down. They will be put down with a painless needle, being cradled by a loving veterinarian. After the last cat is free, we drive back to our town. It's about 5 in the morning now, and 2 hours until I have to gas my best friends. I go home, take a shower, take my 4 anti-anxiety pills, and drive to work. I don't eat. I can't eat. It's now time to put these dogs in the gas chamber. I put my earplugs in, and when I go to collect the dogs, they're so excited to see me that they jump up and kiss me and think they're going to play. I put them in the rolling cage and take them to the gas chamber. They know. They just know. They can smell the death. They can smell the fear. They start whimpering the second I put them in that box. The boss tells me to squeeze in as many as I can to save on gas. He watches. He knows I hate him. He knows I hate my job. I do as I'm told. He watches until all the dogs and cats thrown in together are fighting and screaming. The sound is very muffled to me because of my earplugs. He walks out. I turn the gas on and walk out. I walk out as fast as I can. I walk into the bathroom and I take a pin and draw blood from my hand. Why? The pain and blood takes my brain off what I just did. In 40 minutes, I have to go back and unload the dead animals. I pray that none survived, which happens when I overstuff the chamber. I pull them out with thick gloves, and the smell of carbon monoxide makes me sick. So does the vomit and blood and all the bowel movements. I put them out and put them in plastic bags. They are in heaven now. I tell myself, I then start cleaning up the mess that you people are creating by not spaying or neutering your animals, the mess that you people are creating by not demanding that a vet come in and do this humanely. You are the taxpayers. Demand that this practice stop. So don't call me the monster, the devil, the gasser. Call the politicians, the shelter directors, and the county people, the devil. Heck, call the governor. Tell him to make it stop. As usual, I will be taking my sleeping pills tonight to drown out the screams I heard in the past before I discovered the earplugs. I will jump and twitch in my sleep and I believe I'm starting to hallucinate. This is my life. Don't judge me. Believe me, I judge myself enough. Please cross-post this and don't be proud. Spay and neuter your pet and keep it indoors for the sake of our animals' futures.
It's a killer, isn't it?
I tell you what, and let's face it, I'm sure most of us, when we first read about the gas chambers and everything, how many people have sat there and said, "Oh yeah, but I would have just told them not to." Do you know what I mean? I would just tell them I'm not doing that and I'm not going to put them in. But if they don't put them in, the next person does. The other thing is, like that man said in that letter, we're all to blame. Why are we not all fighting for spaying and neutering? And why are we not fighting to put a stop to all of these dogs and cats in the first place? if we'd done spay and neutering, and if we'd not, we hadn't left those two dogs together, or if our dog hadn't gone to the next door neighbour's dog, and all these other stupid excuses that we all come up with, if all of that hadn't happened, those dogs wouldn't be there waiting for the gas chambers in the first place.
No, we need to be much more responsible with our pets. Much, much more.
Exactly. Yep. Just a quick hello to everybody in the chat room. It's all nice to see all of you. If anybody wants to give us a call in, you can call in on 347-327-9694. Now, I've got a few phone calls waiting, so let's firstly go to area code 973. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hello, it's Joe Dwyer. How are you?
Hello, Joe. Now, I've got my other co-pilot on as well. Hi, Howard. How are you doing?
How you doing, guys? How you doing, Joe?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Doing good. I'm on a break, so I just wanted to say a couple of things if I'm going to go. But first of all, I wanted to start off by saying that we all want to thank Sue from the bottom of our hearts for all the awareness she has spread from various topics, discussions, people, animals, spiritual. We have an event going. It's called Go Green and Blue to help the Ask Sue show. You can make a donation at PayPal. It's AskSue.uk@gmail.com. No donation is too small. Give up a coffee, drink for the week, whatever you got to do. But it was greatly, greatly appreciated, and even the small donations will help greatly. So that's my first little mini rant. And Joe, I just wanted to tell you, I was showing my wife last night told her the story about the gas chambers and about your little guy, and I have never seen her this moved, and she even wants to help me a little. I don't think I've been inspired, this much since Patrick. Daniel is just a role model, a hero to all of us, and I think we all have a lot to learn. And, as you said on my page today, Joe, we talk about other countries, how badly they treat their animals and their humans, and look at what is going on here. 28 states, correct? 28 states, is that correct?
At last count, that's what I believe is the correct number, yep.
So when people, when we sit and we think we're gloating how humane it is here, and then you talk about China and Korea and whatever, and then we're doing it here, that's a big problem.
It really is. And, like any other challenge, we need to take one step at a time. I came in as, Sue, you were reading that incredible story, which I've seen before, but it's something you can never hear too many times.
Absolutely.
And there's many different tentacles to the issue, as there is any big issue, and, together we need to tackle them as best we can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you've inspired, I'm going to say, a lot of people, Joe. Has it been the fact that a lot of people didn't know about the gas chambers until, like yourself and other people started talking about it? Was it something that was as hidden as dogfighting, shall we say?
I would say that's absolutely the case from my background and experience with Daniel. Not long after he came to live here, and I was interviewed by countless, number of reporters, and many people contacted me. There was a very high level of ignorance to the number of states that were using the gas chamber, as well as, as you poignantly pointed out in reading that earlier, the painful death that it is and the horror that takes place. So, yeah, it's a matter of continual education, and there again, it's not unlike any other challenge that we face. We need to educate first.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the more people that know, the better. I've been telling people, Sue has it out there, so just educating and awareness, like we say every time we have something like this going on.
Yeah, and even Howard, like you just pointed out with the experience with your wife, just to share the story and, put it in the context of what Daniel went through. And as we are people of belief now, we know that that's why he lived. He lives so that all of us can tell his story to that many more people, and that many more people are inspired to at least spread the word, make sure that we continue to get the education and awareness out there.
Correct.
Well, I've got to say that we've got Chrissy on as well, bless her. She's been very quiet. She's lovely. And she's going to go all bright red in a minute. But it's quite funny because we're both from the UK, and Chrissy's got a page with 44,000 people likes on that page.
Wow.
Yeah. It's awesome.
You know, that's just amazing. You know, that is just absolute fantastic. Are you still there, Chrissy?
Yes, I'm still here.
Oh, I thought I'd just check. Make sure you're still breathing there, love.
Oh, yes, I'm still
Have
there.
you got any...
You can't be shy on the Ask Sue show. It's impossible.
I can be shy where I like.
Have you got any questions for Joe, Chrissy?
No, Joe is just wonderful, and Daniel is just wonderful. It's just amazing that dog survived, and he has taught so many people love to put a face to things. Once the face is put to a subject, it makes a difference, you know. And Daniel is that face, and he's so happy about it.
Yeah.
That's a good point,
Definitely.
Christy. I appreciate that because you're right. Once you put a face, and Daniel's face being, well, he's not lacking for good looks and loving looks in his beautiful eyes. So that's a great comment. It's very true.
And the co-founder of our page, Megan, has met Daniel, and she said he licked her all over. He's just such a happy dog.
Yeah, that's right, Chrissy. I'm glad you brought that up. Megan made a trip to Michigan where we had ourselves made a trip there. She had to drive quite a distance, and when I got to meet Megan, we were at the kissing booth, and Daniel was giving out kisses, and people were putting at least $20 bills in the jar for some great rescue groups in Michigan. And yes, she got the beautiful experience of meeting them. That was a wonderful day.
Wow, that's amazing. That's great. Joe, I wanted to ask you a question because people, always ask questions. The day Daniel was put into the chamber, was it only beagles or it was other breeds?
My understanding was it was a mix of many breeds.
Okay. Someone wanted me to, okay.
Yes.
I was just curious. I mean, not that, it doesn't matter if it was mixed breeds, but someone wanted me to ask you, though. They were just curious.
Yeah, and the numbers that were in the chamber that day with him have varied. I've heard the number as high as 18 and as low as 10, but obviously, again, as that poignant, reading that Sue just did, when it's multiple animals like that, it's just even more of a horrific condition. So there was at least 10 and could have been 18 in there with him, and unfortunately they didn't make it either, but their lives aren't in vain either, as is everyone that unfortunately doesn't make it, because it should motivate us to that much more action.
Yeah, I just can't understand.
I mean, I've heard 18 and I've heard 10 and I've heard various numbers, but it is amazing that Daniel was the one. All the rest have gone, but Daniel was stood there, not going anywhere.
Mhm. Yep.
I mean, to be fair, let's just be realistic for a minute. Daniel is just a miracle, isn't it? I mean, what are the chances of him actually surviving? Has anybody ever said how he could have survived? I mean,
they did.
My thought is, did he stop breathing?
Well, no, it's interesting, Sue. A lot of people did offer opinions independent of myself. I never offered one personally. Some people made the comment that he had to have gotten his nose buried under the other dogs. Mm-hmm. Some people said that he was able to get up above the gas. I really have to say that I can't say for sure, but I do dispute both of those points. I've seen him interact with other dogs, especially the dogs that live here with him and me, and I would not say that he would do something like that to save himself. He wouldn't try to bury his nose below the other dogs, and even if he did, would that really have worked? I don't think so. And then if he
was there, and I wouldn't have thought he would think that he was saving himself. I would think he would just be snuggling with the other dogs.
Yeah, that's certainly possible. Yeah.
But if he happened to find a pocket there, that might explain it.
Yeah, but surely to goodness, if, we were already saying, like that gentleman was saying, the noises of the dogs, the impact, would they actually snuggle up? Would they not be, like, jumping around and trying to move and trying to get out? They're going to be stressed.
Exactly.
They wouldn't be cuddling up to each other anyway.
That's right.
I just find it's mind blowing, right? But then I you know what? I always do this to people, and they hate me for this. But because I spoke to you, Joe, the other night. I'm spiritual, right? And the trouble is, when you're spiritual, I actually pick up how that dog is feeling, and this is what cracks me up sometimes. There's days when I go into meltdown, and I just can't cope with it. And I have got to say to everybody that I've never been claustrophobic, right, except once when I was in a truck with one of my ex-partners. He was a truck driver, and I just got claustrophobic for some reason. Now, I want everybody just for a minute to imagine that you've done something wrong. Well, in this case, you haven't done anything wrong, and you are put in a gas chamber with 12 other people, and you are gassed in there, and you can feel people, and you're fighting to get out of there and everything. How the hell is it still allowed to go on?
That's the big question, too. How, Joe?
No, because
you're right, Stu.
We'd never get away with this if it was the humans. There would be can you imagine everybody going absolute mental if, their sons or daughters or whatever were put in there, even if they were criminals. Let's just say that we decided, right, that the criminals, will put them in one of them now because, it's quick and simple as far as they're saying it is, and we'll just put them in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Joe, Joe, I wanted to ask you, Stu, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's criminal. But, Joe, do the politicians, since Sue, since both of them are in the UK and I'm new to this, what do the politicians say? What can they, don't they realize this is the worst of the worst? It's inhumane? Do they have do they come back with anything? Do they say anything? Or that's just the way it is?
I've learned this, I guess I surmised it, but in the little amount of time that I've been involved, well, I guess it's been more than a little, it's been over a year and a half now. It's like anything else. This is a long, laborious process. I'm not talking down politicians and what they do and what they have to do, but there's a reality here. They have things on their plate. They prioritize it and decide what's going to be the best way of moving forward with certain of these bills versus other of them to gain the support that they need and move up in their political careers and appease the people that are coming forward. There's all of those factors that are in front of them. And that's just the reality of that world that, takes place in a place that most of us don't get very involved with. That's why I give incredible accolades to Senator Andy Dinniman in Pennsylvania, because there was nothing going to stop him and his staff from getting Daniel's Law passed in the state of Pennsylvania. And the way he went about it was just full ahead. He made it very clear that this was a top priority of his, and the reasons why, and all the reasons why matched many of the comments that we've been saying today and the other night when we were together. And he just put forward, and he kept pushing on until that was signed into law. So I give him a lot of credit for taking the stand that he did. Do others do the same? Well, I don't think they do it with the same zeal and enthusiasm, quite frankly, and I couldn't give a good reason why, but it's just a reality, I think.
But we definitely need more politicians like that. Like in New Jersey, Senator Kaine is putting through Patrick's Law as far as the abuse. So if we had more politicians like that came forward and followed through with it, it would be great. But we are thankful, for at least that law going through and the other one going through.
Yeah.
Exactly. Brilliant. He had so much passion for that bill, and it should be called Daniel's bill. It should be.
Yeah, it was right up until the end, actually, and then one of the concessions made,
I know.
I heard it was either a concession. I heard one story that it was a concession, and the other one that there's not allowed to be a bill named after an animal in the state of Pennsylvania. I never went so far to find out which was true, but I agree with you. I wish it had stayed as Daniel's Law, but that's the way Senator Dinniman portrayed it, and at least it's
well,
that.
It's what we call it always. So.
Right.
Yes, definitely. So can you both, well, I'm going to say to both Chrissy and to Joe, is there anything publicly that we're going to be doing? Is there like any, I'm sure there has been marches and such like before and petitions and everything. What have we got out there at the moment that people are listening to the show that can actually get involved with at the moment?
Well, at the moment, Texas is looking at their bill being voted on in the House tomorrow.
Okay.
And that's really important that people in Texas phone their representatives and support that bill. It's gone through so far, it's gone through the committee and the Senate, and it's gone through without opposition. So we are hopeful that it will pass the House tomorrow.
So, Chrissy, is there anything that they can do between now and tomorrow to help this out?
Yep, they can call their representatives.
Right, okay.
I'll put up a link. I did send it to you. I'll put up a link in the chat room for all the different representatives, okay?
Oh, yes, you did. Sorry, yes, you did.
Have you got it handy? Because I haven't.
Yeah, hold on then, yeah. Hold on. Joe, have you got anything planned and coming up at all? Oh, sorry, Chrissy, carry on, sorry.
Megan's in the chat room saying, call. She wants people to call their representatives to get this bill passed.
Yes.
There's also, Ohio announced that they're going to be bringing up a bill soon, so that will be good. But there's not much we can do about that at the moment, I don't think. I'm sure Megan will put me straight if I'm wrong.
Yeah. Joe, I can't... My Facebook's decided it's just going to have a mental, and it won't even let me look at my older messages. Honestly...
They have a mind of their own at times.
Do you know what, me and Facebook have so many rows, it's getting towards a domestic, I'm telling you. I sit here screaming at this laptop sometimes. It's ridiculous.
Anyway, guys, I'm going to have to split out and get back to work, but Joe and Chrissy, thank you so much. I have the utmost respect for both of you, and we're going to really go with this. And Sue, of course, I love you, and thank you for everything you've done for us.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you ever so much for calling in.
Bye.
And once again, guys, if you could, from your heart, if you could send in some donations for Sue to keep the show going. It's AskSueUK@gmail.com. No donation is too small. If you want to do it in honor of Daniel and whatever you need to do in honor of your mom, your dad, Mother's Day is coming up, whatever you feel is good, but it would be greatly appreciated. And giving a donation to the show is no different than giving a donation to the shelter, because Sue has helped so many animals, and I look at it that way. So think about what you got to do and the right way. Peace out, guys, and I love you all.
Okay, love you too, darling.
Thanks, Howard.
Speak to you soon. Tralo.
Take care,
Bye-bye.
Guys. Bye-bye.
Oh, bless.
I'll put up the link for the Texas directory.
Thank you. I've fallen out with Facebook. I've just clicked back off and gone back in the chat room. Joe, have you got anything coming up as far as the gas chambers?
Well, I think just taking off from what Chrissy said there, certainly we would love to see another state passed, and that being Texas, which I know they are, doing a lot there, and hopefully that will come to fruition. Daniel and I have 2 trips planned. We are going to South Carolina in June, and we're going to Ohio in September, and we hope that we will make some groundswell activity there. We would love to see a national bill passed. I know we've seen that put out there, and that would be wonderful. At the same time, if we can create enough momentum, I think one of the strategies is that if we see enough momentum that states are starting to pass it, it could become a ripple effect that there'll be pressure on the others to pass it. And obviously with those that do pass it, that's that much more education and people who are behind the effort. So I think it just comes down to that, continuing to educate and getting the word out on top of staying. And lots of people have contacted me from other states, and I've urged them to please contact their local representative, explain why it's so important, and give them my contact information if they need it. I'm happy to lend any support. So I think it comes down to all of those individual positive efforts as much as we could do them.
Yeah, definitely. Right. Are you okay, Joe, for time?
Sorry, go on.
Go on, Chrissy, carry on.
The educating people isn't just your ordinary people in the street and your voters. These politicians need educating, so they don't know what it is, what a gas chamber is, not properly. They won't have seen one. They won't have watched the video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we need to be putting the videos on their like Facebook pages, emailing with it, and just getting it out there, don't we?
They really don't like it when you do that.
Yeah.
So are you advising not to do that, or are you saying they don't like it but do it anyway?
Give it a go. Give it a go, but they don't like it.
Sorry?
You know, when we started this, I'm so naive sometimes. I thought, well, this is obviously wrong. Obvious. I mean, if once people know, they'll stop it. And I didn't think for a minute it would take a huge amount of effort. Wrong. It's the hardest thing to get people to understand that it isn't just like a bit too much carbon monoxide in your car and you go peacefully to sleep. It's not like that. And that's what a lot of politicians think.
Yeah.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah, exactly. Joe, are you okay for time, or are you having to rush off? Because we've just got another... Oh, we did have another caller. They've disappeared. I was going to say, because we've got another caller. So, what... do you know, this is when I get really annoyed, because I'm in the UK, and I think to myself, right, if I was in the US, what would I want to be doing? And I'm thinking, you know, maybe we can do marches, maybe we can do this, that, and the other. And I'm thinking, we need to, while we've got the show tonight, we need to be able to put something together to make a big impact all at once. And obviously we've got the it's the Texas one tomorrow, isn't it?
Yes. We've all got everything crossed for that.
Yep. So I think tonight, nobody can have any sleep tonight. You've just got to be messaging all of these people. The link is in the chat room, so please go on there, and you can literally, all the list of the people that we need to be contacting are on there, and I think that's what we need to do tonight. Is that agreed?
It seems like a good move.
Yeah.
Although I don't know if
certainly.
they answer their phone after the office hours, but... it was the lady who did that walk last week, was it?
Yes.
Now, I really wish more had been made of that. I really wish she had made more, or got more people involved in that, because that's the sort of thing that gets people interested. That, you know...
Do you know what got me with that, though? But, Chrissy, do you know what got me with that? Was I'd actually got mutual friends, and it was only you that told me about that lady. And this is what annoys me, is that everybody's saying, oh, we've got no media exposure, we can't get it out there. Well, hello, there's the radio right here that we can actually share links and share this radio everywhere, and people aren't even advising, saying, hey, if you go here, well, you might be able to get some exposure. Just imagine if we'd have been able to get her onto the radio before the walk, sorry.
Exactly.
Do you mean? What a big of it, you know, it would have been great exposure. Did you hear about that, Joe? What was her name, Chrissy?
I had not.
Megan, help. What was the woman's name?
I can't think of her name. It's just gone straight in my head. But
Cindy Midget.
That's right. Because, Joe, she did it was about 350 miles, wasn't it? She walked. And
wow.
she went and took a petition and everything up to Washington, D.C., and do you know what? I didn't know about it until she was like, I think it was like 2 days. She'd walked for 2 days or something, do you know what I mean? And whatever.
Right.
And she took her dog and she took the pushchair as well so we could have a rest and everything. And we just didn't know about it, so we couldn't get the exposure to her. And I think apparently there was 10 people who met her at Washington, D.C.
Oh. No, I wasn't aware of it.
Sorry, Chrissy?
I said it's a shame, because that's a lot of effort.
Yes. Yep. Definitely. And any other ideas that we can, you know, advise to people of what else they can do, you know, following on after, you know, obviously we've got Texas to do tonight, but what others have we got that we need to be pushing? Is there anything that's near there, or...
There's not.
Do you mean, is there any that have got bills going past or anything that we can push for at the moment?
At the moment, we're looking at just Texas. There were some others, but they failed earlier in the year. They just died on the floor. Ohio is going to be introducing one, and that's mainly down to the Ohio SPCA. They are doing a fantastic job of closing the gas chambers down.
Okay.
But I can't think of another state that's actually got a bill up and running at the moment. Oh, Megan's saying Kansas.
Okay. Okay, so that's something maybe to look into.
Elaborate,
Sorry, I did learn the other day from you guys that apparently it's not even cheaper having the gas chamber either.
No, not at all.
In fact, it's about half the cost to use EVI.
Yes. That's the most.
So why?
Yeah. That point is probably the one that's least, aware out there, because it's just assumed that it's a more inexpensive alternative, but it's not even close.
The thing is, though, we do have to say that cost analysis is broken down per animal.
Right.
So when they put lots of animals in together, of course, it completely changes all of that.
Well,
and it would become cheaper then.
That is the case. But even I think as it breaks down, even on a per animal, I thought at one point I had seen this from Pennsylvania, officials, that it still was more expensive to use the gas chamber. But I could be mistaken. I mean, but that's one thing I saw from at least from them. But certainly, but the other fact, though, that cannot be denied is the danger of the situation for humans involved as well. So gas chamber, much more dangerous.
And there has been explosions, hasn't there?
Yes. There was a shelter worker killed in Tennessee. That's how come they're banned in Tennessee.
Right.
Good grief. I still sit here and shake my head in just disgust of every single angle we've looked at so far. There is not one thing going for it, is there?
No.
I mean, there isn't, okay, and I've got maybe a plan in a minute, but I'm thinking to myself, there's not anything that they can chuck back at us and say, yes, actually, we can got, there's this, and this. There's nothing. It's not cheaper.
They will throw at you the ABMI. ABMA, I mean.
And what's the ABM?
The ABMA is the American Veterinary Medical Association, and they draw up the guidelines for euthanasia.
Mm-hmm.
So for vets, and they're used by county ordinance, and to say what is and what isn't allowable in shelters. And the AVMA recently revised their guidelines. Now, we sent petitions and we wrote letters, and everybody got on to it. Everybody wanted them to change the classification of the gas chamber from acceptable, which we just don't think it is, to unacceptable. And really, but then they didn't. At the last minute, they didn't. They've changed it to acceptable with conditions. The problem with that is that these conditions are all well and good in a laboratory situation. They're all well and good if there's someone to actually make sure someone keeps to the conditions.
Absolutely.
But in the shelters as it stands, if it says acceptable, regardless of the conditions, they're going to do it.
And the other thing that is also, and I know this from doing the Betty Crumley page, it's very much political. And let's face it, they're not going to knock it because, most of it is going to be council-run places that are run by political parties, etc. And so nobody's going to say anything on anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
I've lost my
You've both gone quiet on me.
Ask me that
was
again.
I saying that on my own?
Yeah, can you say that again? Sorry. But,
I'm just thinking, because what I'm thinking is maybe we need to do a couple of phone calls, maybe in a couple of minutes, and see if we can actually speak to some of these people, because, I'll just put on the UK accent, and I'll just say to them that, at the end of the day, we don't have them here, and I'd like to know what they can say that is good about this, because I haven't heard anything of good so far.
I don't think they can find anything good. Do you, Joe? I can't think of anything good about it.
No, nothing good whatsoever. And we certainly can easily. I don't think many people would argue with the words of Gandhi about how the compassion of a nation is determined by how we treat our animals, and this is certainly one area where we should be incredibly embarrassed. You know.
Yes.
Yeah, even no matter who you are, I don't think I've ever heard anybody who has a negative thing to say about Gandhi. So maybe that's the way to do it: is say, listen, if you believe him on this one, which is certainly one of his more profound statements, then maybe we should get our act together.
Yeah, it's a lovely quote, that one. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, shall we just have Ghostbusters? No, sorry. That was just one of my UK things. We'll find it funny, but they probably wouldn't. Shall we ring Jim up, do you think?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go. I have another commitment now. But I certainly would love to be with you again. I've enjoyed this time as I have our last time together, and look forward to being with you again. So thank you for all your good work. Let's continue to work together for all that's good.
Oh, thank you so much, Joe. And I will be giving you a call very soon about the other things that we want to be discussing as well. So I look forward to speaking to you.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks again. Okay. Take care, everyone.
Cheers, Joe. Thanks very much. Thank you for calling in. Bye-bye. Bye. Oh, it's been so far so good. Are you okay there, Chrissy? Are you surviving?
Yes, I'm surviving. I'm almost settling. There's quite a lot going on in the chat room, I see. Megan's here. She's big with devil. She won't ring in. We've got Mary. Is that Mary Burns? Yes. Yes, that's right, yeah. She's saying go after the AVMA, and I agree with her. The AVMA they must surely have a duty to not only look at the scientific side of things, but for want of a better way of putting it, for what's right, because they know their guidelines are being used to make city ordinance. They know how they're being used. And the fact that they don't police them, and who is going to police them? There isn't anyone. Yeah, so exactly. They're saying, well, if the flow meter reads this, and if the other meter says that, and if the... Oh, really? We're not in the state-of-the-art laboratory. So, and half of the people wouldn't know a flow meter if it jumped up and bit them on the nose. So how is that going to help in any way, shape or form? It isn't. Exactly. Now, have we actually got a phone number for them at all? Well, I did send you a link. That's the Dr. Golab. It's the one, she does the public liaison type of stuff. She's the animal welfare. Let me see. It's just this damn Facebook is driving me insane because it's just not letting me do anything that I wanted to do. Should we ring? I tell you what, we'll have a song. We'll swap these numbers, and then we'll do a couple of phone calls after a bit of a break. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do, everybody, we're just going to have a little bit of a break. We'll have a little bit of a tune, and then we'll come back and we'll be doing some phone calls, and we'll be asking these people exactly what do they think that, what do they think they're doing? So what we'll do is we'll give them a call, we'll ask them their opinions, and maybe we might be able to have a word with people to see if we can find out what they think we should be able to do next. So let's very quickly, let's have a little bit of Enya. So we'll be back in just a couple of minutes, and also you can call in 347-327-9694. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
Can say if you
Hi, and welcome back to the Ask Sue show. Tonight we are talking about gas chambers and also definitely what's all about wrong with them. We haven't yet found anything of any good about them besides the fact it's time to move them on. Obviously, joining us tonight, we've got Chrissy from the Take Action page about the gas chambers. Are you there, Chrissy? Have we got you?
Yep, I'm sorry, yeah.
Oh, bless her. She's unlike me. She's not... Sorry?
Typing feverishly. I'm wearing this finger out, I tell you I am.
This is the trouble when I'm trying to do the show and I'm trying to do the chat room and trying to do everything. It's like, oh my God, it's just crazy. But a big hello to everybody who's in the chat room. Nice to see people, our good team around us helping us with this story as well. Well done. Thank you to Howard and to Joe for calling in as well, and Lorenzo as well earlier on. Thank you very much to all of them so far for calling in. We're going to be doing a couple... Sorry, Prince... Oh, good grief. I'll have to put down on the old CV of the show. Prince Lorenzo. We've had all different types of people on. It's quite amazing, you know. So, yeah, it'll go onto the CV, I think. Actually, I must suggest we do that, have a little thing of people that we've had on the show. That'd be quite cool. Right, who shall we start with, is my question. Shall we start with Jim Now, am I going to say this wrong? Moran?
Jim Moran is the congressman who's written the resolution.
Congressman? Jim Moran. Oh, my gosh, I can think I'm going to mess this up. Right, let's see if we can do some dialing. Let's see if we can get some calls in, because I know everybody loves it. Well,
he's a nice man.
Oh, hey, I'm nice to everybody.
No, I mean,
okay. Actually, somebody just came into my head that I wasn't on the phone one day, but we won't go into that. Right, let's do some number calling. Do you know, I put too many numbers on this page. Hold on. 2, 4, 8, 2, 8, 6, 2. Right, let's give him a call, see if we can get hold of him. Jim Moran, is that right?
Moran.
Thank you for calling the American Veterinary Medical Association. Our menu options have changed, so please listen carefully. If you know your party's 4-digit extension, you may enter it at any time.
So you phone the AVMA.
AVMA member dues or update your contact information, please go to www.avma.org. To place a classified ad, press 2. Calling about the ECFVG program,
well, I can't press anything, which is a bit of a problem.
To reach the American Veterinary Medical Foundation, press 4. If you are an AVMA member and wish to speak with a membership representative, press 5. If you would like to speak with the Government Relations Office, please press 6. To order an AVMA product or for general inquiries from the public or media, press 7. To access the AVMA staff telephone directory, please press 8. For all other calls, press 0 or stay on the line.
Okay, we'll stay on the line.
Please wait while I transfer your call.
Posted. Membership, this is Dawn.
Hi, Dawn. I'm very sorry to bother you. We hadn't got a button to press, and we just wondered if you could put us through to somebody regarding the gas chambers, please.
Regarding the gas chambers.
Euthanasia guidelines.
Oh, certainly. Certainly. Just a moment, please. Are you a member of the AVMA?
No, I'm not, no.
Thank you very much. Missouri.
Thank you.
What better way to celebrate than attending our annual convention?
You've reached Lori Gazinski, Marketing Specialist at the AVMA. Please leave a message. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. If you would like to place an order, you can order online at avma.org.
You may start your message now. Press 0 to return to the attendant.
Hi, this is Sue from the Ask Sue show. We're calling from an international radio show, and we're hoping to speak to you with regarding to the euthanization guidelines and also about the gas chambers. I would appreciate if you'd be able to give me an email, please, at asksueshow@gmail.com so that we can talk again. Thanks very much. That's asksueshow@gmail.com. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Okay. All right. Okay. That's sorted. We'll see if they'll get back in touch at all.
While you're on the AVMA there, Megan's put up a number here. The new guidelines number is 800-321-1473. Is that what you just phoned, or is that a different one?
No, a different one. 321...
1473. That could be, yeah. That's right.
I think you'd be better off talking to these because you know what you're talking about.
Thank you for calling the Governmental Relations Division of the American Veterinary Medical Association. Our office hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it now. If you would like to leave a message, please stay on the line.
Please wait while I transfer your call.
So you want Dr. Patterson Kane?
Dr. Patterson Kane. Right, okay.
Please leave your name, telephone number, and a message after the tone, and someone will return your call as soon as possible. Thank you.
You may start your message now. Press 0 to return to the attendant.
Hi, this is Sue Davis calling from the Ask Sue Show, the international radio. I'm just wondering if Dr. Patterson Kane could give me an email, please, at asksueshow@gmail.com, just to be able to discuss with them about the euthanization guidelines and the gas chambers. Thank you very much. Look forward to speaking to you. Bye-bye. Right, that's another one.
Right, she helped write the guidelines, that lady, Patterson Kane, Dr. Patterson Kane.
Excellent. Okay. Now, the thing is, what time is it over there now? Have we got to the stage where it's too late? Because they were saying that it was out, like as if it was out of...
Yeah, but it shouldn't be, should it?
No, well, that's what I was thinking. That's why I did an earlier show, thinking we were actually going to be okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Does anybody know what time we're at? Right, so it's 4:16 Eastern time. So actually, it wasn't even 5 o'clock.
No.
So they're obviously just putting an answer machine on because they can't be bothered to speak to people.
Yeah, that's pretty standard.
Yes, I thought so too. Right. Anybody else we can think of to maybe, even if we're just for some information, maybe somebody that we could talk to has done a lot to help with it all. Megan, can Megan not call in?
Megan, are you going to call in, woman? Come along.
Yes, come on, get in.
Now, you'll laugh. We were talking about American animal shelters, and you and I are both in the UK. Megan is in the US, but she's actually Australian.
I'll tell you what, we get all sorts, don't we? I tell you what, if Kathy is actually about, oh yes, she's here because she just told me about 4:16. Kathy, give us a call in. Kathy's always got something to say, and also she's US, so we sort of have to, better get somebody in from there. If anybody wants to call in, even if it's just for your opinion, within reason, by all means, give us a ring in 347-327-9694. Give us a call in.
I'd like to see more people in this chat room.
Do you know what? Can I just say, and for people that are listening to the archives, and to those people that we've posted the links and have hardly shared it, I can honestly say, personally, just myself, I'm not going to bring Chrissy into this, but I'm sure she might back me in a minute, but I am absolutely, totally disgusted. I have seen so many people fighting and saying, we want to stop this, we want to put an end to gas chambers, it's totally wrong, we're all for the dogs and we're all animal advocates, but we haven't had the shares, we've not having the comments, on the page about it. I mean, we've got you fantastic guys in the chat, and I appreciate that. Do you know what I mean? But it's very quiet. I really did think we were going to have a good, big show tonight.
Do you know, so we find this every time we have an event or try and get people to do things to help stop this. This is exactly what we run up against, and I don't understand it. I just don't understand it.
Yep.
There's no good
and let's just
talk if you won't walk the walk. There's just no point. It's just...
Exactly. But you know what the other thing is, and what sickens me, is that me and you are spending the time, and we're in the UK, and it doesn't even affect us.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
I know.
Mad. Megan, are you able to give us a call in? Come in and have a chat with us. I tell you what, it's feeling very lonely on this show tonight for some reason. Usually we've got people calling in and all sorts, but it's very quiet. I can't believe it.
It's a subject. It's a subject that when you say to people, oh, they gas animals in gas chambers, they're like, oh, no, that's terrible. But actually do something about it or speak out against it is a different story. It just is. I just don't understand why.
Here we go. This will liven up the show. My partner in crime, my soul sister, and my telephone buddy, I think is best to call. Hi, darling. How are you doing?
Greetings, everyone. I am well. Hi, Chrissy. How are you, darling?
I'm good, thank you.
I want to thank both you lovely ladies for addressing a problem that's such a serious issue here in this country. I just, while I was listening to y'all, I just did a Google search on, animal shelters here in this, animal shelters who use gas, and I'm more familiar with North Carolina. You saw my comment, Chrissy. Now, I don't live there now, but I grew up there, and sadly, it's a very out in the rural areas, out away from the towns and cities. They're very challenged. They're challenged as far as funding goes, but as we all know, it's more expensive to gas these animals than it is to euthanize them with Fatal Plus or such. And when I did a Google search, it's amazing what all comes up. I mean, not only things about gas chambers, but first story that popped up was a story about a woman who took her dog into the shelter, and they promised to adopt him, and within the hour, the dog was dead. Yeah. So, and I don't know, couldn't even read the story, wasn't even sure if it was from gassing, which I don't think it would be that. Just the chambers, how our animal shelters treat animals it's got to be changed. It's got to be stopped. And Chrissy, your page with 44,000+ people.
Amazing,
I don't know if it really is. And I forget, it was Monday, I believe. I was stuck on your page for about 2 or 3 hours, and was sharing a lot of the information from your page, Chrissy, and a lot of the photos. For anyone who hasn't been to her page, please take a moment and go there. Also, I just happened to stumble upon this page. Chrissy, do you know about this page, Stop North Carolina Shelter Animal Euthanasia in Gas Chambers?
Yes, I think so.
Well, I'm not trying to promote another page, but I just didn't realize there were so many pages on Facebook, and this is North Carolina specific. So that really got to me. Chrissy, I've been listening to the show, but how do you think your page grew so fast and so big? It's amazing.
I don't know. We do try and keep the information up to date, and we talk to people and we encourage people. I don't know really why it got so big. I'm glad it did, because it brings more attention to the subject. But there's many pages. When we first started, there weren't really pages about gassing. There was nothing there, and there are more now, and I'm glad to see that. It's good. So if there are other pages that you would like to promote, go ahead and do it, because it's good. People should know. The more pages, the better. The more people will know that this happens.
Well,
do you know what?
Sorry,
carry on, Kathy.
No, I was just going to say, I was just surprised that was North Carolina specific, and I'm even more surprised that, Chrissy, you're so well acquainted with what's going on over here. You and Sue both, y'all amaze me. Y'all just do your research, and I'm serious. Y'all just amaze me. You two rock. I have been riveted to my computer, and I had to get up and go fix something to eat, so I turned the volume up as loud as it would go. I mean, literally, I couldn't walk away from the computer, and I listened to Joe's interview and him talking, about the Miracle Daniel. So, and I do want to say one thing to people in the chat room. I know Howard talks about donations, but I want to talk about sharing. Please share Sue's pages because I think, obviously, that's one of the ways that your page grew so quickly, Chrissy. You hit a spot in people's hearts. Animal advocates, we're all against gassing. Well, Sue shows have, golly, y'all all know, Sue covers a variety of all kinds of things. So if y'all could just start sharing, and let's get Sue's numbers up into the 40,000 range and 50,000 and higher than that. So
absolutely. We do try and stay gas chamber specific because, just to keep up with all the news and everything that's happening with that, and to keep on track with that subject so we don't get too sidetracked. But,
yep.
There's so many other things that we could post.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think that's why your page has done so well, because how can they put it, what they see is what they get. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think you've stuck with the same thing. If you'd have started chucking loads of other stuff on there as well, it wouldn't have been anywhere near as good.
No, I agree with you. And we said from the beginning, Megan and I, that we had to stay on topic. And Megan's amazing. She finds everything. She's the Google queen. She is.
Kathy, you still there?
Yeah, I came back. I pressed the wrong button and connected y'all to my voicemail, and my voicemails are not what I want to put on international radio. It was going to be a conference call, and we don't want that kind of conference call, okay? It would be boring, rest assured.
We've got another... we've got another caller on the line, and they've been waiting a couple of minutes, so let me just bring them on and let's see who this is. Area code 989. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hi, Sue. It's Megan. How are you?
Hello, darling. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Hi, Chrissy.
Hi, Megan. That's our Google queen.
Hi, Megan. It's Catherine. Hey.
So, have you got some input as well, Megan? I know I could see that your fingers were doing a lot of talking, so here's your voice chance. Go for it, love.
I'm just happy that Chrissy lined Lorenzo up to call in because he's been a huge voice. Take Action partnered with Animal Aid USA late last year, and we've been doing a lot of work with them because they oppose the gas chamber also. That is a true story that I did drive about 120 miles round trip to go and visit Daniel and Joe. It was important to us as a page that I met an animal gas chamber survivor, and I did make that trip. Joe was doing conferences in various states, and he was visiting different politicians and lawmakers, encouraging them to put the bills through, so that those states would ban animal gas chambers. And he was very aggressive towards the end of last year, not so much this year, but Daniel won Emerging Hero in the Hero Dog Awards, which brought a lot of awareness to gas chambers. And there, at that turnout in Lansing, there was about maybe 200 people that showed up that night to learn about the gas chamber issue. The issue that I have and that both of us have is the awareness factor. There's not very many people that know. Even though we have over 44,000 people on the page who probably do share, there's not many people in the United States that are aware of what happens inside animal shelters.
I think that on Facebook we end up preaching to the choir because the people who follow the pages are the people with pages of their own, and they're all animal advocates. And you see, Megan and I say it all the time, the same people turn up all the time, and they're all animal advocates, so they do know what are going on, but it's the general public.
Yeah.
They don't.
But do you know what? The other thing of that is, a lot of the times, and I think Kathy will agree with this, it gets to the stage because people think we're never going to get anywhere. We'll share a couple of posts. And I don't know how many times I've said on this show 1,000 times, there's two words that we need to start using more in the animal advocate world, and that is teamwork and united.
Yes,
we haven't got time for egos.
With Animal Aid.
Sorry?
This is why we joined with Animal Aid. They are a great group as well.
Exactly. This is it. But like every time we do the Ask Sue show, I'm so busy. Sorry, every time I do the Ask Sue show, I always promote everybody's page. We always make sure the chat room is full of all the links so people got all the information and everything. And this is the thing, you know, we do get it out there, but, you know, it's just trying to get people to realise, you know, we can all connect to do some things. Do you know what I mean?
That's right. You can keep your own identity, but work as a team.
Can I say something positive? First thing I want to say is don't give up on the sharing, anyone. Don't get discouraged because it does work, and I'll give you all a good example. Those of you who are on my page, you can go and verify what I'm saying to you right now. I've known this woman since we were in grade school together, and I mean like 6, 7, 8 years old. Her name is Sandy Summers. She posted on my page today, Kathy, you invited me to be a part of an event. I would like to be a part of this event if I can. I am, like you, animal cruelty has got to stop. There's got to be another way. We are thinking about getting a shelter dog, just haven't decided what to do. I have a toy poodle, which I firmly believe came from a puppy mill. She's had something wrong with her since I got her. Vet bills have been costly, but she is the most loving little thing you could ever want. She smiles at you. Precious. I'm on disability, so money is a problem, but I know I can do other things to help if you just tell me. She signs it, a friend willing to do what I can. Now, that was totally unsolicited. When I went to my page today and saw that, I cried because she's reaching out. She has seen enough posts. She's known me all her life, first off. But for her to publicly come on my page and say, how can I help? You know, she may not have a lot of money, but there are other ways to help. And that's the point that we need to get across to all the people we share with. You know, it doesn't have to be about them giving money. So, and I'm looking in the chat room, and I see so many wonderful people that I know how hard y'all share. I know how hard y'all work. So thank you all for doing what y'all do. And I'm certainly going to respond to my friend and, you know, I will send her the link to this show, even though it's on my page, but I want her to hear the things we talk about and the different ways that people can make a difference. So, you know, thank you all. I just wanted to share that with you because it touched me that she wants to help. If you know, and she's asking, just tell me what to do. So, you know, that was something positive for me today.
Yeah.
Friend reaching out.
Yeah, definitely. Anybody who wants to call in, come and join us as well, 347-327-9694. So what have we got any numbers or anything that people need to call about the Texas? I'll get this right by the end of the show, I promise.
I will put up the link again for the Texas House of Representatives. This is there's a house, everybody's representative of Texas, right?
The only article I've got pulled up is Texas State votes unanimously to ban animal shelter. Is that it? Is that the link you want?
No, I'll put it in the chat room now.
Okay.
That was when the Senate voted. Tomorrow the House votes. It's the last vote.
Okay. This was Senate Bill 360.
And this is the House vote, and if this one passes, then it goes to the governor to sign. Oh, there's a phone call, too.
And who's that, love? Sorry?
The governor.
Right, okay.
Basically what people would be doing when they call their representatives is letting them know that they want their reps to support that bill and vote yes on it. The more constituents that representatives hear from, it's more pressure on them to do what is right. So if people are calling and asking for them to support it, I'm pretty sure they'll roll with what their constituents are asking of them. Also, I wanted to bring attention to one other thing is humane lobby days that are put on by HSUS in each state. I just attended the one here in Michigan last week. And you sign up and you go you go to the Capitol, and the Humane Society's director gives a speech and a little presentation, and 3 or 4 of the senators came down and spoke to us about various animal issues, and they line up appointments for us, for the people that sign up for Humane Lobby Day, for us to visit with our representatives, which can be quite a difficult thing to do, but HSUS has all of this lined up before we get there. So when I signed in, they gave me a piece of paper and said, you'll be visiting Representative Stacey Irwin Oates at 12:30, and then later in the day I went to go see Senator Khan, and you can go in there and lobby for the animals, which basically all you're doing is sitting down with them and discussing the gas chamber issue and asking them to support any legislation about gassing, that if it comes before them, to please support it. So that's what lobbyists do. They go from representative to representative and put the bug in their ear to please vote for this when it comes up. It's real simple.
No, that couldn't be much easier, can it, really?
It can.
And I was nervous.
I had my paperwork with me, and, I talked to Chrissy about it. I took some pictures. We threw them up on Take Action. We just try to be very involved and encourage others to do what we do. I mean, it's so easy. You can just attend these lobby days. If you could attend conferences, like when Daniel and Joe came here, you'll meet other advocates. I can give out flyers to Take Action if people are busy. Social media is the only way, that they connect with the world, like a lot of us do. There's always the link to our website that Chrissy created or to the page itself. And we're constantly searching for information to put up. When we first started that page, there was very little on the Internet about gas chambers. And as Chrissy said at the beginning of the show, we would have been satisfied if 500 people knew about it. We thought that would make some noise. But now as we've grown, the website came along. We partnered with Animal Aid. There's been so much that we've accomplished over the almost 2 years that we've been doing it now.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to call lawmakers either. People should not be afraid to contact their lawmakers. They work for us. And that's one of the points.
Yes,
one of the points that was made when they came down and spoke to us. They said, we work for you. If you go and talk to your representative, let them know, this is their job and this is what you want from them, and that's the way it should be.
Yep, exactly. And do you know what? Me and Kathy are saying this all the time on the Ask Sue show. We're saying to people, it's time to unite. It's time for us to stand up to these politicians, because let's just, at the end of the day, be realistic. How many times are we signing petitions at the moment? And who are they to? Politicians telling them what's the most obvious thing they need to do. Don't we pay them so damn well that they should just know that anyway? And if not, isn't it time they left?
Yes.
Well,
they
should listen to their constituents.
Chrissy, this goes tomorrow, you said?
This bill goes to be voted on tomorrow, yes.
Gosh, I don't know if you can see what I just wrote in the chat room, but I really wish
I'm
we
looking
could have
at it now.
I mean, 10 or 12 of us could easily have taken 10 to 15 names, and chances are you're going to get voicemail anyway if we could just left a message. I mean, it may not be too late if there are people willing tonight, to leave voicemails and make phone calls, because if you go to that list and click on every name, it gives you all the information about, about the individual, their office, their address, their phone number, fax number, everything.
Yeah, you should link that one.
Yeah.
I'm going back to what Megan was saying about senators should be doing what their constituents want them to do.
Yes.
That's right, they should. And that brings me to Michigan, because Michigan had a bill that was so ready to pass. It didn't have opposition. It was so ready to pass. But because the senator who chairs the, whatever it is, this is the U.S., I don't know, he chairs whatever it is, though. But he didn't table that bill to be voted on. So it wasn't voted on. So because it wasn't, so it died in the House. when we know that it most likely would have been passed if he had tabled it, but he didn't. And he also knew that all his constituents, or not all his constituents, but a good deal of his constituents wanted that bill passed. There was a lot of fuss made about that. Michigan Show Tech, they did a good job of getting that word out to him. They were sending him pictures and emails and letters, and we did as well. And he must have known people wanted that to pass. But he didn't take it. Now, in my opinion, that's him not doing his job.
Absolutely. It shouldn't be up to one man. It should be up to the people who put him in office.
Yeah.
That's correct.
And I feel that he failed there as a senator. He should not be in that job if he can't listen to his constituents.
Well, that's what Sue and I talk about all the time. You know, why should we even have to do these petitions when they should be doing their job? You know, they're getting paid. And if you and I or any of us were not doing our jobs where we work, would we keep our job? No. So, unfortunately, politics doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't work that way. But that one particular senator, he could have made a big difference there, and he didn't.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that's shameful.
Died in. Excuse me. North Carolina had a bill in 2009, I believe, and it failed to pass.
That one failed to pass as well. And there was the woman who was voted in, the senator who was voted in, said she'd push it, and then she didn't when she was voted in.
I just don't understand it. I you know, as much as I listen to the facts and the figures, and, you know, I mean, obviously y'all know I'm with you. I'm a believer. I stand with y'all. I still can't wrap my head around why a politician would not vote to get rid of these gas chambers. I can't understand it. But I guess I'm like everybody else.
Yep, but you know what? Imagine the brownie points that those people would get, the ones that actually changed it. Imagine the brownie points they'd get from all us people saying, you know, that people, they would be remembered for that fact.
You would think
that would be historic. Historic, yes.
You would think so, but I suppose, I mean, they say you can't fix stupid, you can't make people care.
Oh, sad but true, Chrissy. Well, once again, I mean, thank you, and thank Megan, and thank all the people involved with your page and all the supporters you have, and I'm very humbled by all your efforts. Keep up the good work. You're doing amazing things, and one day we'll see these changes. You know, I pray sooner than later, but one day we will see these changes. And just
I
you and Megan.
Before I leave the planet, so they better get on with it.
I do, honey. I do too. I'm 56. Believe me, I want to see it in my lifetime too. Exactly. But I'm going to let y'all go and have the rest of the show. I just wanted to call in and thank everybody, and I'm going to sit here and look at some of these names. And if anyone does want to join me in calling some of these people, send me a PM or something, and let's divide the list up and start making some phone calls tonight on our cell phones and get busy. And maybe they'll hear them in the morning before they go, and maybe we'll touch some hearts, and maybe we'll make a difference. So just PM me if I can do anything, or if you want to help me on this. But that's going to be my project tonight. I will be making some phone calls. Thank you. Y'all have a great day. Have a wonderful night. Sue, I'll talk to you later, okay?
Yes, okay then, darling. Thanks for calling in.
You're welcome.
Cheers,
thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, girl.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Catherine.
Oh, bless her. Right.
Oh, bless her.
Right. Is there anything that you two have obviously been doing on the page that you want to promote? Because I'm very much aware that you two should be very proud of that page, and you've done a lot to make a difference. And I'm looking at, fantastic figures, and, you've worked hard. I know all about how hard it is to try and keep on top of a page, because you'll get somebody that wants to post something totally ridiculous in there that's totally off spec of what you wanted. Is there anything that people can do to help you the page, or,
Well, they can visit the website.
Okay.
That helps, because on the website there is all the info that they need to actually take action.
Okay. So what's the website called?
I'll put up the link there. It's called Take
Action,
Ban Animal Gas Chambers. So it's www.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
There it is. I'll put it up again.
It's okay. It's www.takeaction-bananimalsgaschambers.com, and that will be on the Ask Sue Show network and the Ask Sue Show straight after the show as well, because we want to get that out there as well. Please, if anybody's looking for the links, obviously all the links will be on that website, so that, we're needing to all get together to be able to make a difference, so please do share those as well for us.
Yeah, I haven't made a website before, so you have to poke around it and look about, check out all the different links.
Oh, do you know what? I've been trying to do mine, and I've also got another thing coming up as well that somebody else is helping me with, and oh my gosh, it takes so much patience, that's all I can say, and I'm not very good with the old websites and stuff, but, I'm sure I'll learn at one point.
I like doing it. I wish I had the time to do it, that's the thing.
Yeah. Megan, is there anything else you want to add at all?
I would just like to thank all of our supporters for their continued support, everyone that follows us, and I would like to give a shout-out to Donna, Sandra, and Iris and Heidi, who are also our co-admins on the page, because Take Action, whether people know it or not, is basically monitored 24 hours a day for people that inbox us or share comments on the page. We try so hard to read everybody's comments under posts because, it's important to us, and if people do have questions, we try to get back with them. So sometimes you just have to have a little bit of patience with us. We're not all on at the same time, but we are there throughout each and every single day.
That's right, and Holly and Sandra have been with us from the beginning, and Iris has been with us for the last year, and Donna for nearly as long as Iris. So, and they all work hard.
Yeah, exactly. And again, it just goes to prove the point that teamwork does work. And, to be able to get all together and work out times of who's on when and everything. And that's the thing. The page always needs to be checked all the time because you will always get one that puts negativity in, but also you need to be answering and keeping up with the questions as well. And I think people need to also, we were saying about, people making extra pages and stuff. And now, to a degree, I agree with that, but then I'm sorry, but I disagree with it. Because at the moment, Facebook is bashing the hell out of all of us. And I will not do a name thing, and I'm not knocking anybody for this, but I had somebody contact me the other day and said, I've added you to my page. So I looked at the link that they'd sent me, and they sent me a page that they just started for cross-posting. And I sent them a message back. I said, listen, I'm not being offensive. I don't mean to be rude. I said, I'm not knocking you for trying, and I appreciate everything that you're doing. You're a fantastic person. But we've got enough cross-posting pages. What we're lacking is now is, one, is cross-posting, two, making big changes, and three, Facebook is already bashing us as animal advocates. We can't keep cross-posting to more groups and more pages.
No, we need to be joining together.
Yes. So if anybody's thinking to themselves, I'd like to do more, maybe I'll set up my own page, please can I just ask you just to rethink, because one, a page takes a lot of time. You've got to keep up to date with it. You've got to keep the information up to date, or it's as much use as a chocolate fire guard. And secondly, I'm sure these ladies would appreciate some help on the page. Maybe you can be looking and investigating for them. You can be inboxing them with more details. Maybe there's different things that they may have missed something, and it's useful for them to be able to be kept updated as well. So, and obviously, I know admins are very much hard to get hold of, and good ones. And so, if once they've gained your trust and everything, maybe you can help them to admin the page and be another eyes on that page as well. So, please inbox either of them, give them a message of your support if there's anything else that you can maybe help with as well.
And there is someone else.
Sorry,
Sue.
carry on.
Oh, the other thing I was going to say is we said earlier about we had partnered with Animal Aid. Now, Animal Aid are the people behind Miracle Ranch. A Miracle Ranch is a fantastic place, and I would always give out a shout for anyone wanting to make donations to go to Miracle Ranch.
Okay. I can see it. Okay, I'll put that link in there as well.
Okay.
Okay, let me just...
On the page, we collected donations for kennels, so they were needing kennels for the, to set up outside the kennels for the ranch. And we managed to collect enough for 4 kennels, which was incredible. It was really good.
Oh, fantastic.
And they can't survive without donations. They can't. People can't keep digging in their own pocket.
Absolutely. Yeah. And this is that's fantastic.
A fortnightly trip where they save up, about 100 animals a fortnight, and that's a lot of animals to be rehoming and moving and taking care of.
Exactly. Yeah. The other thing is I want to say to people is that we've set up a event with the Ask Sue show, and that is for anybody that sees any special offers. So it may be that I'm just going to randomly say, like spay and neutering, microchipping, or anything as far as dogs, cats, animals. Maybe there's, there's a reduction on kennels, or there's a reduction on beds somewhere, or, whatever it may be. Please send it to me. You can email it at asksueshow@gmail.com as well. We will post it into that event because, the whole problems and everything that we talk about as far as animal advocacy, all of it could stop if we just started to use and make it more helpful to be able to pass these links of spay and neutering, especially to those people that can't maybe afford the full price. So anybody that's got anything of discounts or things like that, by all means, give us a shout. Have you got an email address as well for anybody who wants to contact you, Chrissy?
Yes, that's chrissyandpup@gmail.com. I'll put it on the chat room.
Okay. I'm just thinking of anybody that wants to maybe contact you after the show. I don't mean to be a pain, but what do you mean Facebook is bashing you? I just like your fan page, or at least I think it's your fan page. Yeah, okay, thank you very much for liking my page. It is bashing me in the sense of I literally, all of the time, I've already got a friend request ban. That is literally because when I've added somebody, it's asked them if they know me out of Facebook. Most people don't, because most of the people that I talk to and I'm in contact with are in America, so they don't know me actually personally. They click no. If you click no to not knowing me outside of Facebook, that's when you're putting a friend request ban on me. And this is what you're doing to other people. So even if you don't know them actually out of Facebook, click yes or don't click anything at all. That's just one tip for Facebook. I could give many. Yeah. Right. I think we've pretty well caught up. We've done quite well, don't you think?
We have done well, yes. I've put up my email address in the chat room. Anyone's welcome to email me. We've got the link to the site, which has got the info on it, and Miracle Ranch. Yes, I think we're doing well here.
Excellent. Megan, is there anything else we've missed?
I would just like to encourage anyone that lives in a state that does use animal gas chambers. We are missing a lot of information. If you check our map on the website that we created, there are yellow states that we do not have any information on, and we need to get in touch with us either through comments on the page, or they can inbox us on the page and give us the name of their state and maybe the name of the shelter, and that way we will know to turn red. Obviously means that the states do use gas chambers. We'll be able to make each state a definite green or a definite red, but with the yellow, there's plenty of states that we don't have any information on, so if anyone is aware of or knows that their state does gas, even if we already have the information, that's fine. It doesn't matter if we double up on it, but we just need to hear from people that know that, maybe their local shelter is gassing, and we can go through that information and start fixing the map.
Yes, I agree with that, definitely. It's really annoying to have so many states that we have the colour yellow which means we don't know. I don't like saying I don't know.
Yeah. Sorry, have you got? Sorry, have you got a list? Sorry, carry on, Megan.
In the beginning when we created that map, we did a lot of emailing, a lot of phone calls, and that was the way that we got verification is by calling various shelters, and they would say, yes, we do, no, we don't. Some people would actually lie to us and say they don't, even though they did. So we went through a very long process in creating that map, and some states were already listed as having a ban in place when we first started, so we double-checked the laws, and we went from there, to make the ones that were green, they had stopped gassing. So we depend on our supporters and the public for a lot of information. So as I mentioned, if people can just get in touch with us and let us know what state they live in and say, yes, there is a gas chamber and which shelter it is in, we're not going to call and harass anybody. We just need to know so we can correct that.
And we won't mention your name either.
Right.
Yeah.
Start steps where people in that state can start asking those lawmakers to maybe consider a ban on the gas chambers.
Exactly. The other thing is, can you put a list together for me? The trouble is with people, and I'm more aware of this, and this is no offense, but what happens is people sometimes just can't be bothered. So is there any chance that you can get a list together of the states that you actually require some information on? And I will share that into the exposing pages as well, because we can actually there's quite a few different states in there that are being hit on from different areas.
Yeah, I can tell you straight off the bat here what they are, yeah.
Right, okay. If you can send me a link of them, that would be fantastic. And then I can just paste that and ask people of these states to get in touch with me, and then we'll go from there. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Well, I'll write you a list. I mean, as it stands at the minute, the yellow states on the map, which is on the website, first thing you see.
Yep, excellent. That's great. Okay, then. Well, thank you very much, Megan, and to Chrissy for calling in. I really appreciate you joining me tonight. Hopefully we'll get some more likes to the page, and hopefully get some more people calling all those numbers for the Texas help as well for the gas chambers.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Absolutely, that'd be wonderful.
And thanks for doing this show, so we're really grateful.
No, it's fine. What we'll do is we'll have to do a follow-up and see how we've got on with Texas and see where else we need to move to next.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay. Well, thank you both for calling into the show tonight, and well done for an absolute fantastic page, and well done to the rest of your admin as well. An absolute brilliant page, and I suggest everybody goes and has a look. Thank you both very much for calling in.
Thanks, Sue. We appreciate it.
Okay, good night, both of you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. And thank you very much to beautiful ladies for calling in tonight. They've been absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much, Chrissy, to Megan, to Kathy, to Howard, to Joe, and to everybody. Oh, and to Prince. Hold on a minute. I'm going to get in trouble. Prince Lorenzo as well. Thank you very much, everybody, for calling into the show tonight. You can join me on the Ask Sue Radio Show Network. We will be posting the links from the show tonight in there, and also onto the Ask Sue Show group. You can email me if you've got a story that you want me to put out there on the Ask Sue Show. It's asksueshow@gmail.com. And you can also add me on Facebook, and that's Ask Sue and a space, and then Radio Show. Thank you very much to everybody who's joined us tonight and made an impact on gas shelters. Gas shelters? No. Gas chambers. Please, if everybody could please help us to go to different states and see where all these gas chambers are, that would be fantastic. Again, thank you very much to everybody in the chat room, and I look forward to speaking to you all again tomorrow night. And we will be doing a show, I think, 10 o'clock tomorrow night, and please join the pages so you can see the links to the shows. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll say good night to all of you, and thank you very much. Good night.